Double gray beanie, guys.
Yeah.
Figured if we were talking Mets, I should put on my. The only reason I have mine on right now is because I need a fucking haircut so bad, and my hair is just not
I like
podcast
the
anymore.
flow coming out of the back is
Yeah, it works. That's the
yeah.
only good thing. I got this. My cousin got married at a pizza place in upstate New York, and
Oh
they
shit.
gave out these hats with the logo on it, and it's fucking sick.
Nice. I
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
Ollie's in fuck, I forgot the name of the town, but it's like outside Poughkeepsie, and
Okay.
this pizza place
Nice.
is gas.
That's way better than mine. I just have like a standard gray Carhartt, like the most basic shit.
Yeah,
But
Carhartt. We're stolen valor of actual construction workers.
yeah, I moved back to Brooklyn and just like
I was wearing.
totally doing the
I was in like
the
a
New York
Len,
City guy thing.
like a like Lenny's, like Len. It's called Lenwich now, but like Lenny's,
Yeah.
this shop, and I was in there. I had a Carhartt on, and I was wearing. I have these great old Tims that are like I painted houses with them one summer, and
Yeah.
I'm sitting in there eating my sandwich, and this guy right across there from me he's like, you you want Tony's job? I know you from Tony's job. And I'm like, oh no, dude, I'm just like, this is bullshit. I'm gonna go like teach middle schoolers about comic books in like 20 minutes. Like and that was the first time like I ever felt like the real stolen valor of
Yeah.
art.
Damn. Yeah, some like Johnny from from Staten Island, he was like, I fucking know you. You're like,
Exactly.
nah, it's not
Not
it.
me.
Not it.
Not
That's
me. These
amazing.
hands, baby hands, bro.
These are the hands of a filmmaker,
Yeah.
not a construction worker.
That's like in Goodfellas when she holds his hand at the Copacabana scene.
Oh yeah,
After
you
they
don't
go
look like
through,
a
he's like, "What do you do? I work construction." You don't feel like you work construction. It's a great line.
great line, great movie.
Yeah,
Also in the canon, great episode. Folks should listen to it.
good call.
Screenagers, we're here. We're back. That lovely voice that you're hearing, you've probably heard him before. If you haven't, my good friend Dylan Gantz, he's back on the show. Dylan, welcome back. How are we
Thank
doing?
you, and thank you for calling my voice lovely. That's a huge compliment that I'm not afforded all the time. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man, it's very soothing. It's going to be a good conversation. For folks who don't know, Dylan was on earlier this season. We spoke a little bit about American Graffiti, but we were also talking about a very cool project that Dylan has been working on, Liquor Store. It's a short film that he's directing, and I think you wrote it too, right?
Hmm?
Yeah. Very cool project. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. We're also going to be talking today about Dr. Zhivago because Dylan is the only person who I know who was like down to talk about this movie.
Great
Everyone
movie.
else was like, absolutely not.
What?
And I ran it by you and you were like, yeah, I'm down.
I love that movie. That's funny.
Yeah. Um, Before we get into Dr. Zhivago and before we get into
Yeah.
talking about Liquor Store and some of your other projects,
Let's be miserable.
let's be miserable for a little bit.
Yeah.
If anyone's not watching us on YouTube, you won't notice that I've got a Shea Stadium poster behind me. But Dylan and I were talking before recording that one of our mutual friends, another guy who we grew up with, he's recently gotten into like trading cards. I don't know if you've been aware of the fact that like Pokemon cards and like baseball cards and all this stuff, they're like kind of hot again. They're like full like boutique industries around people collecting and selling these cards. So our buddy John is one of those people who's gotten into it, and sometimes he'll just like gift people cards that he finds. And he gave me two recently. One Juan Soto, which is pretty fly,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
very beautiful,
That wide
but
stance.
even cooler. I think he's one of my favorite Mets. Probably not number one. I don't know where he ranks for you, but
Yeah,
John got me this David Wright, very cool autograph card.
fucking cool card.
It's got like a cool little,
Yep.
I don't know, it's got like a different kind of
It's
like
got a cool
coloring
sheen
to
to it.
it.
Reminds me
Yeah.
of the old Fleer cards that would be those kind of like titanium color, and they were better because they were like thicker than the other
Yeah.
cards. I I'm not really in the new card collection world, but
Hmm.
shout out to like it's gonna be full of New Rochelle plugs. Shout out to Squiggy's. Squiggy's comic book shop and card shop in New Rochelle. It's right next to B&A's. The on what was that, on Central Ave over there? I don't know. I don't even know the name of it.
Yeah.
That's a great old school card and comic book shop. Always these old Westchester shops are always run by like some puffy old white guy
Yeah.
that can price your Mickey Mantle card, but also tell you like if you want to read Punisher comic books, this is where you start. And I remember having
Yeah.
like conversations about comics and cards there. So I I
Damn.
I haven't I've looked at my baseball cards recently. I have like 3 pages of Mike Piazza cards.
As
Uh,
you should.
yeah, as you need to.
I don't think I've been to Squiggy's.
That's crazy.
Um,
I don't even know if it still exists, but that place is
that was the go-to. I was
yeah.
more of a Tops guy.
Okay. The one
The one in
I
like
know the
Quaker
one.
Ridge.
Yeah. Okay.
Was it Tops? Right? Wasn't it? That was the like
Yeah.
toy store.
Oh, big top.
Big Top.
Big top.
Tops is the card company. Big
Yeah,
Top was the
big top.
spot.
Big top. That's a great fucking
I think it's
yeah.
a wine store now.
Everyone from New Rochelle was like big top.
Yeah. Like, what does this fucking guy mean? Tops.
Everyone from the Waikiki area of New Rochelle.
Yeah. Big Top was the spot. That's where I got all my Pokemon cards.
That's a sick David Wright card. I have a good David Wright story since we're podcasting telling stories. I went to SVA for undergrad and I
Mhm.
lived on 23rd Street, and the class was on the or my dorm was on the east side and classes were on the west side. So you'd walk across town. It's probably like a
Mhm.
10-15 minute walk, but you would walk by. My route was I would always pass by the back end of the opposite side of the Flatiron building, which is like
Like
22nd.
23rd,
Yeah, like
22nd. Yeah.
23rd is like. And one day I'm walking by and I'm in a rush. I'm late for class. Oh no, okay. Sorry. The first time I'm walking by a barber shop.
Mhm.
And I look in the barber shop. Who the fuck is sitting waiting in the chair to go get his haircut? It's fucking David Wright. And I stop dead in my tracks and I look at him with a face that says, You're fucking David Wright. And he
Yeah.
kind of looks at me and he's like, I run in, I'm like, you know, Dave, I'm a diehard Mets fan. I watch you your whole career. I love you. Like you're the best. Let's go Mets, baby. And I dap him up. And I don't take pictures with people. Whatever. I just
Mhm.
wanted to tell him that I loved him.
Yeah.
And I kept it moving. Cut to like 2 weeks later, 2 or 3 weeks later, same route, walking the same route. This time I'm really late for class. So I'm in a
Mhm.
rush, walking past the back end of the Flatiron building. He must have lived right over there. I think he
Yeah.
lived in one of the buildings over there. And he's outside, like it seems like he had just went for a run and he's talking to I'm going to be just completely frank here, just like a dime piece, just like a beautiful chick. And he's chatting it up with her. And I see David Wright, and I can't just walk by David Wright, but I'm also in a rush, and he's kind of busy. So my whole thing was, I walk by him, I go like, "Hey, Dave, how's it going, brother?" I dap him up, keep it moving, like my boy that I just ran into, and then just like on his way, but
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey, how's it going, man?" Daps me up like ain't no
Yeah.
thing, like nothing, and you hear the stories about him as like a true New York Met. He lived in New York,
Yeah.
spent time with the people, he conversed with the people, and the stories of him I know that I'm pretty sure him and Cliff Floyd were roommates,
Mhm.
and they and him and Floyd and like I think like Reyes and like those guys, they used to just turn up the town.
Oh, I'm
He
sure.
knows they know New York, which I
Yeah.
think like a great New York baseball player, a Met or Yankee should be kind of like a part of
They
the
know parts of New York City that we could never
yeah,
dream of.
oh yeah, never
Yeah.
even access.
Yeah.
I know,
Okay. That's
yeah.
an amazing story. One quick note, the fact that David Wright was waiting for a haircut is kind of absurd. That dude should not have to wait at any
That's true, but
barbershop in New York City.
my guess would be because David was always nicely. I'm calling him David like he's my fucking boy over here.
Yeah.
David was always nicely cropped.
Yeah.
And I think he was probably getting regular haircuts there, and he was a total regular. And also, David Wright's a gentleman. He'll sit down, he'll read his fucking Men's Health, and he'll wait for his turn.
Yeah.
David Wright doesn't need to cut the line. That's not his
Do you
style.
do you think David Wright takes part in like barbershop conversations about sports and stuff where they're like arguing like
I could, I
where he's
think,
arguing LeBron and Jordan? And,
he always felt like above all things to me. Like he's such a,
yeah.
and then, actually, no, I don't even know if I can. My buddy works for the Mets and
Mhm.
has just recently sent me a picture of a group chat that he's in with David Wright and Ryan Zimmerman,
Oh shit.
which because Wright and
They
Zim
grew up
grew up
together, right?
together.
Yeah.
But that was just like, and he interviewed. My buddy has interviewed Wright a couple of times. Uh, I'll shout out his podcast. Meet at the Apple, Vito Calisi. That's my boy. Known him forever. He's
Oh
got
hell yeah.
yeah.
Shout out Vito.
He works for the Mets.
Yeah. If anyone's thinking that, you know, we're like a little too far off base with this whole Mets conversation, talking about Vito, talking about his pod, talking about interviewing David Wright, we should note that the director of the SNY Mets broadcast is
Yes.
a huge cinephile, is
Yeah.
always sneaking in references to like De Palma,
He's a
Coppola,
big De
Scorsese
Palma
movies and
guy.
stuff like that. Yeah, like he loves De Palma, and like you watch a Mets baseball game and you're like, why is this the most cinematically beautiful thing that I've ever witnessed? Why
And
are
the
there
SNY
split
broadcast,
diopter shots left
totally.
and right in this? Yeah.
And the SNY broadcast, in my opinion, has always been the best broadcast. And this guy, I think, is only elevating it. And I actually send because his Instagram, I forgot his name now. He's fantastic.
John does something.
Yeah, but I'll send his shots to my graduate film school classmates.
Mhm.
Say, because they all bust my balls about being such a big baseball head. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's fucking cinema, guys. Just
Baseball
let,
is cinema.
let me explain you the rules. And also, like, this is what people never get about baseball. They say it's boring. I say, you know what you do during that boring time? You talk and you drink. What are you complaining about?
It's the best.
It's fin because you have to actually pay attention to a movie. You have to pay attention to baseball for like what, 3 innings? Really?
Yeah.
Like,
There's yeah. And it might not always be this like 3 innings consecutively. It's like
exactly.
the
No,
first inning, the seventh, and the
it's
ninth inning.
added. It's added
Yeah.
up. You got to have the good baseball, like when to know to look and when to be like, all right, this is the eighth hitter in
Yeah.
the fifth inning. He's not doing anything.
2 outs, nobody's on.
Yeah. What do we?
The broadcast director just pulled up his name, John DeMarsico.
Yeah, he's great.
Great New York name, amazing
Yeah.
director. He's like done talks at the Museum of Moving Images
Yep.
because he is like legit. He was like, I think he played catcher in college, but was also a film major. And he was like, how do I marry these two things? I'll direct broadcasts
He's
for
totally
Mets
done it.
games. And he like in terms of the best sports movies, I feel like baseball is
Hmm.
the most inherently cinematic. Like all of the
Baseball and boxing.
yeah, they're way
Baseball
better
and boxing.
to translate into film than other sports.
Well,
So
I think because in football and basketball, it's always the same thing: the game-winning shot, the game-winning touchdown. It. I'm working on a script right now that has a basketball game in it. That it's
mhm,
not a basketball movie, but a basketball thing is part of it, and it's like it's hard to, you know, what if it was like a really big stop by an on-ball defender in the fourth? Like, where is that dramatic? And
yeah,
where me and my co-writer that I'm working on that with, Chris Delarosa, plug for my boy. Um, we're huge sports fans,
yeah,
so we speak a certain language, and then the question is, does the audience speak the same kind of language? Sometimes, I guess it's all earned, but that's kind of where we're at in this one little portion of it.
yeah. It's always, I feel like it's always hard to like marry the sports fandom and film fandom, which is
It
I don't want to say upsetting, but I wish that there were more. I wish that there was more crossover.
so
Um,
My buddy Joey DeFilippis. I'm gonna keep plugging my people.
Yeah.
Uh,
These are you are throwing out the most Italian American last names that I've ever heard.
Chris De La Rosa is a Nicaraguan black dude from Santa Monica.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, he's the fucking man. One of my writing partners. But Joey DeFilippis is the star of Liquor Store, and he said one of the coolest things to me once um, about me, which is like a weird thing to say, but he told me that I was one of the first people that he met, or that he realized that you can care about the final score of the football game and you can love poetry. And those, like, and I have found it a lot in art school that sports fans and sports fandom gets kind of poo-pooed as if it's not intellectual, or it's not. And I just, first of all, not everything has to be intellectual. Sometimes I want to turn off and be
Hmm.
stupid and watch the game, and that's fine. But there's other
Yeah.
times where it's poetic and it's dramatic, and it's the, like, when everything hinges on that moment. But to truly be a fan, you have followed that moment to there. You're not fair weather. You don't have to learn, that this guy used to coach that team and now he's coaching this team and he's playing against them, or this quarterback's on his last leg, and this, and
Hmm.
he's retiring at the end of this year, whatever it is. There's so much drama in sport. I just, I don't care if you don't like sports. Just don't act like they don't matter. Don't act like they're not history.
Hmm.
It's, it means something to a lot of people, and I just don't like the stigma of, like, well, that means you're just like a jock asshole, whatever. Like, no.
Yeah, the two can be brought together.
Yeah,
There's I think certain sports like lend themselves more to artistry and beauty, but if you're a fan of like Lionel Messi, watching him run around a soccer pitch is poetry. It is poetic the way
absolutely.
that he moves. It's the same as like watching a great painter do what they do. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I totally agree that I think that the two can totally be enjoyed at the same time in the same way. It's just it seems kind of upsetting that like a lot of my sports fan friends like don't find all of the artistry and like beauty in cinema that we find in other uh people like us who are big cinephiles. But then it's also annoying that like cinephile friends can't enjoy all of the beauty in sports
Yeah.
and like knowing what it's like to like be psychotic about a playoff Knicks game. Like,
I will say, though, sometimes I got a great local sports bar over here on Grand Street, Salugi's. Sometimes just fucking talking like 90s and 2000s baseball with just a drunk at the bar is all I need.
yeah,
Like, sometimes I don't need to talk about, like, the visual language of Martin Scorsese in After Hours or whatever. Like, sometimes, like, you, and I guess it goes on either side. Like,
yeah,
just, I agree with you, though. Like, the two should be more entwined.
yeah. I
But
guess I don't have as much over my right shoulder, but I have Shea Stadium, and over my left shoulder, I've got The Godfather and Seven Samurai. And
yeah, I
like
mean, that's pretty good.
if that doesn't sum it up, then
Yeah,
I don't know
no,
what
that's.
does.
I
We
just
can
have my
enjoy all of those
I just
things.
have my cat steps over here. Maybe my cat making an appearance.
um all right, before we we move on to Dr. Zhivago,
Yeah,
we should talk some liquor store. The last time that you were on with us, I think you had just started shooting. We were starting to see the wheels turn on
yeah.
production. My understanding is you guys just wrapped on shooting. How has that experience been? What's the latest on the movie? What's the update there? What's been going on in the
So I
world of
think
liquor store?
I think when we talked, I was on the precipice of shooting. I hadn't started shooting yet. Um, the shoot is done. We finished the shoot probably about a month ago. That it was a fantastic shoot. It was, you know, real run and gun New York filmmaking. Like we covered this New York City from 14th Street down. We shot at St. Mark's Wine and Liquor. Shout out, go over
Yeah.
there. Go tell Mark Nani Dylan sent you. He'll hook you up with something. Mark Nani, Mr. Nani, they love me there. We shot most of the liquor store stuff, or all of the liquor store stuff in that store,
Hmm.
and it was a fucking awesome experience. I'm trying to think of like what. So one of the coolest things. There's so much cool shit that happened, but number one for me, just for my heart and for my soul, my and Dan, my best friend, my greatest friend in the world was my director of photography, Dan Sanabria III, and he is just a like like he's it feels like he's an extension of me, but also not afraid to say what if we go this way and what if we do that, because I like to be super collaborative. But there was a moment where it was, so when we shot all this stuff just like running through New York City, because Don, the main character, has to go on all these deliveries,
Hmm.
and he has to go through Chinatown, and we were shooting this thing through Chinatown, and it was me, Joe, who's our lead, and Dan holding the camera, and then with me another one of my best friends, who co-wrote the short with me, Nick Jorio, and then my girlfriend Amina. And the sun was kind of setting, and we're going through Canal Street, where like it fucking stinks. It smells like
Yeah.
fish. It smells like garbage, and like I fucking like it was such an emotional moment for me. I'm like
Yeah.
walking behind my great. I have been best friends with Dan since we were 4 years old.
Yeah.
And we always talked about making movies together, and now we're doing it. And then there's my buddy Joey, who's a new in the span of like 4 years. He's become like a real artistic companion of mine. He's playing
Hmm.
my dad. And then my writing partner, who's a brother of mine, Nick, and my
Yeah.
girlfriend are behind that. And I just started fucking bawling, like while walking. I was being like, "Good Joe, like turn here." Like
Yeah.
it was such a like it really encapsulated the thing for me, because it's gritty, it's in the heart of it, but it's so much love. The film was made with so much love from everyone involved. I mean, my classmate Nico Palacio was this phenomenal Colombian filmmaker. His movie The Alligator People, I don't know if he's calling it The Alligator Land, is going to be one of the best documentaries anyone's ever seen. I fucking put my money on it. He was my
Hmm.
art director, and he gave so much of a shit about making the film look like we wanted it to look. And people
Yeah.
just, I've learned that when you care and you lead with your heart and you lead with passion, people will follow for less than nothing. And I am so proud and honored to have made the film with the people that I made it with. And like we shot at liquor stores, we shot at butcher shops, we shot in underground jazz clubs. um, we went through Chinatown, through Little Italy, all over the Lower East Side. We shot with my entire family and Dan's family in my apartment, because there's supposed to be this big Italian party in my apartment.
Yeah.
We got a full size pig head. I got a full
Yeah.
pig head to shoot with. We filmed in here, and it was just a bunch of Jewish and Puerto Rican people pretending to be Italians. It's black
Yeah.
and white, whatever. No one's gonna know.
If that's not New York City, I don't know what is.
I mean, felt so like I've been getting really into John Cassavetes lately, and it's his birthday today. So
Hmm.
happy birthday, John Cassavetes. So
Hell yeah.
Cassavetes and Scorsese, and this kind of like these like New York filmmakers that made films here, about the people here, and with like respect and honor to them. And I really think that I did that with this. And then, to talk about the performances that I got from just people gave me so much, and we had such a good time. There were grueling shoots. We were at the liquor store because we had to shoot. The liquor store opens at noon and at
Mhm.
1 on the weekends, 12:30 and 1. So we were getting there to set at like 4:30 every day to set up. And you're asking
4:30 a.m. Yeah.
4:30 a.m. to shoot, for 2 days there, did that 2 days in a row. And just, yeah, people really, really cared and took care of me and took care of each other. And by the end of
Yeah.
it,
And the project.
we really had a great, great set and crew and people that I'm going to work with many more times. Like,
That's awesome.
really, really learning how much of a personal, um, there's so much care that you need to do as a director beyond the vision, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Like, because look, I love Stanley Kubrick, but when I hear stories about how much of an asshole he was to his, I'm like, well, fuck that. Why?
Yeah.
Why can't you be? Why can't you want what you want and care about what you want and be kind while doing it? And that's kind of what I want to strive to be as a director, is like, when people leave my set, or when people, I want them to have felt taken care of and made sure that they were okay, because it all, to me, feeds into the vision, because that's how you get people to go to war for you. Give a
Yeah.
shit about them, you know?
It kind of reminds me of PTA, and like in particular Licorice Pizza, which is a movie that I really dug.
Yeah.
But you look around that movie and a lot of the actors are his friends, family members, family friends, things like that. And like thinking about that moment of you on the street with your oldest childhood friend, these artistic friends that you have, your girlfriend, just being like surrounded by love and knowing that what you guys are making together is the product of this deep love. You're making a story that is based on your parents' love for each other and like how they met, like just surrounding the entire production with love and
Yep.
like making the movie with love. I can only imagine how amazing the final product is going to be because of that. But that just sounds like such an amazing,
Yeah,
special experience.
it's definitely the most, I think, like, artistically fulfilling thing. And then, I made mistakes. I fucked some things up. But I'm not I beat myself up about it right after it happened, but you live and you
Mhm.
learn. The movie isn't ruined because of any of the mistakes I made. They happen. And that's kind of the thing. Uh, but into that, I mean, only you might get a kick out of this, but Thomas and Alex are both in the film.
Okay.
They both have Thomas Bang has a speaking part in the film, and Alex Feldman also has a speaking part in the film.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Love
So
that for them.
there's lots of, yeah, lots of, and we I mean, just care, little care. We have a picture of Kieran's um prayer card up in the liquor store.
Amazing.
Really,
That's yeah.
like, all that stuff, like,
Yeah. You
just
just
it,
want me to cry during this
it
episode. That's
yeah, sorry.
yeah.
I made Dan cry because Dan didn't know it was going to be up there, and
Yeah.
Dan goes, "Oh shit." It's like, I didn't know you were going to do that. And it's a little thing, like, it's in there, and it's not, but it matters to us, and the
Yeah.
whole thing matters. I teach middle school film, and I try to say this to them without saying this, but I don't say shit, but I say, give a shit, guys. You know,
Mhm.
get that, because if you don't, who will? And this is, yeah, it was one of the coolest. I'm trying to think of some good inside baseball stuff. Um, I mean, we had like such cool, like, New York City experiences. Like, there's this area down in Chinatown called Mechanics Alley,
Mhm.
where it's right under is that the Manhattan Bridge? I think that's the Manhattan Bridge. Shit.
Yeah.
Williamsburg is here. It's the Manhattan Bridge, and
Mhm.
there's this like market
Yeah. Yeah.
beneath it. It's fucking sick. So we
Yeah.
shot going through there, and then if you make a left past Mechanics Alley, there's this alleyway that is right next to the bridge, and then there's all these back doors to restaurants. And
Yeah.
I really wanted him to knock on the door of one of the restaurants and go in, and then I'm gonna match cut to another location. I think I talked
Mhm.
to you about like
Yeah,
finding.
we talked about this a little bit on the last
Yeah.
episode that you were
So
planning.
I
Yeah.
had the location for the inside, which is my buddy's jazz club, my art
Mhm.
director Nico's jazz club in Bushwick, Ornithology. Go there for some great jazz.
Hell yeah.
But I had the route that Don goes on through the alleyway under the bridge, but I didn't have the anyone to open the door.
Mhm.
I went the day before we shot down to that area, and it's total Chinatown. But the one door that I wanted, I go around to the other side. It's a Vietnamese spot run by Mexican people,
Hell yeah.
and
Again, the most New York thing you've ever heard.
exactly. I talked to the woman working behind the counter. I said, I want to come here. I just need someone to open up the door and let my actor in. I'll come around a certain time. I'll give you $50.
Yeah.
She calls her boss, $50 in an envelope on the time, and then the the gods, because he's supposed to go into the back of a Chinese restaurant, like that's
Mhm.
kind of the deal.
Yeah.
And they had their one Chinese guy working to open up the door. I didn't even ask for that. It just showed up.
It just happened that way.
It was such a cool, like, and then like my actor Joey was like, how the because I didn't tell him like, you know, this is how like he was like, how the fuck do you swing this, man? I'm like, oh, I threw him $50 yesterday. Like
Yeah. We're
it's
good.
it's just it's my favorite kind of filmmaking. Shooting from shooting from your hip, figuring it out, kind of like have a plan for sure, have a plan,
Mhm.
but don't be so rigid in your plan. Like especially this movie really lent itself to like on the fly. Like I really wanted to have this like very gritty New York. Nothing is on. There's only a couple shots on tripod
Mhm.
that are really just like kind of like scene setting stuff
Yeah.
that kind of give you the feel of the city. But I really think I captured a part of New York City with this, and I really think a thing that I was thinking of recently is like people that tell me that New York City is dead or that the Lower East Side is dead, you're just not going to the right places or talking to the right people. They're there. You just got to go
Yeah.
talk to them. Don't go to the fucking like fashiony pop up spaces. Go to the old butcher shop. Go to the last Jewish deli on Grand Street or whatever it is. Like go and
Mhm.
talk to those people. Go to the local bar, right? Like these
Yeah.
businesses are still here, they still exist, and I was very honored to get to like interact with a lot of these local business owners, and because really at the end of the day,
People
that's
like members of the community who are keeping the
exactly
community
keeping the
alive, keeping the
fire
spirit
burning.
of this city alive and like everything that makes it great. Yeah, it there are a lot of, not to like alienate all of our non New York City listeners, but there are a lot of conversations about how New York City is dying and it's not the same, but the energy is here. We can find it. People are keeping it alive. It's just a matter of like knowing where it is. And it's amazing that you're making a movie that is like properly capturing that. So it sounds like the
Trying.
shoot was amazing and awesome and like wild in all of the best ways. So are you moving into post production, the editing room,
Yeah.
all of that? What's the expectation there?
So where I'm editing right now, I'm honestly not even. I put it aside for a bit, and I put together just like a couple little things to show to my class to like kind of present to them.
Hmm.
It was finishing it was weird because you you delineate all this time to this thing and then it's over. And
Hmm.
then you have still kind of all this pent up energy and you don't really know what to do with yourself. I'll be completely frank. I went on a bender. I didn't really like that's kind of where my energy took me
Yeah.
there. Just filling the void with things. happy to say, like, I'm pretty much off the bender though as I drink my glass of red wine right here. But I I really kind of want to settle back into it. What I'm doing right now, again, like some more inside baseball stuff, is I'm syncing the sound to the visual and getting
Hmm.
it matched up, which I really like to do manually because it allows me to kind of really get my hands in the, I don't know, like the mud of it, or like
Yeah,
you're like dressing a deer, like I'm in the innards
you're
now.
in it.
I'm
You're
seeing I'm
all up
seeing
in it.
every
Yeah.
scene. I'm matching up the audio frame, and it takes a long time. The other cool thing that I'm doing actually tomorrow is the plan is to get a cut of it, and I'm
Hmm.
gonna edit it to not stock music, but stand-in music, and then get a jazz musician and band to score it live to tape. So I would play the movie for them, and
Hmm.
they would play music
Yeah,
along with it. Um,
that's so awesome.
which is it's awesome in theory.
Yeah.
The practice of it is something I have no idea about, and I do think that the movie lends itself to that, so that's
Hmm.
okay. But how we're going to go about actually doing the thing, and like, and even notes, and I don't know. I'm very much like, if it works, it fucking works, and let's just go.
Yeah.
But the I got to do a little bit of research into the logistics of it. But I'm meeting with the pianist, the guy that's the leader of the band tomorrow,
Yeah.
just to
That's
kind of discuss.
that's a
I'm
cool concept
really,
and like theory to go about scoring a movie.
it's kind of been the plan the whole time, which, and I think there's a lot of things that can like that can not only lend itself but clean things up and
Hmm.
allow it to feel the way that I've been describing it, I think this film is going to be perfectly imperfect. It's the camera shakes.
Yeah, like
uh
jazz improv.
exactly, so
Yeah,
that feeling of it.
it's a good marriage. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of the next thing. And then, I mean, it's going to be black and white and also 4:3, so it's kind of like a different
Hmm.
aspect ratio to me. And it's funny,
Kind
man,
of on your Jim Jarmusch flow.
on the Jim Jarmusch for the 4:3, honestly, to me, is it condenses things.
Hmm.
So, and specifically movement. So when you watch a scene in your regular 16:9 where a character moves throughout New York City and he's walking throughout New York City, there's so much over here, but I can see it coming in. When you
Hmm.
condense it, it really gives you that like
Yeah, you're
feeling.
locked in on like the character.
And also just like the shit that's happening, like things will just pop in and pop out so
Hmm.
quickly, and it really feels like, you know, moving through the city, moving through these packed streets, packed full of people. It just packs the canvas of the screen, and again, just adds to that, that jazz flow, that monotony, that but there's I find so much beauty in that. So I
Yeah.
think that from looking at the things when I'm putting it on the 4:3 and the black and white, not to toot my own horn, but it's the first time as a filmmaker that the thing that I planned happened.
Hmm.
Not perfectly, because that's the really hard thing. These these great directors can see it in their head and make the thing happen. Part of that is money and part of that is experience. But the movie that I had in my head looks a hell of a lot like the movie that I shot. And
Yeah,
that
that's big.
is fucking huge for me. Like, that to me is probably like the thing that I could put my hat on the most.
That's a W. Got to be a Mets hat. It's
Yeah.
I still I still have a few more questions about liquor store, but while you're talking, it's funny because everything about the movie that you're making is like so different from Dr. Zhivago. Like this like 3 hour epic uh color
I
widescreen
could
film that's
find
like
a
also Also kind of
Not a comparison.
yeah, there's some elements of love and like personal stories and people moving through cities and things like that and like trying to capture the essence of like a particular place and moment and things like that. But in terms of like, yeah, David Lean was like working with like millions of dollars
Oh yeah.
and uh you know,
I
the,
raised I
all the
raised
resources.
$7,500, spent all of it, like very happy to fucking do it, obviously, but
Yeah.
I made $7,500 go. You
Well,
know, like
so one of the other things that I wanted to ask you, which I think is like really fun having you on as someone who is making a movie and has experience making movies, because so often on the show it's like people like me, writers, podcasters, people who don't have much experience making film, talking about what makes film great. But you are someone who has experience making a movie. You know what it's like. We were talking before about like people don't realize all of the time and effort that goes into making like a 25-minute short film,
mhm.
which takes like years years of your life, so much dedication, so much time, so much of your effort and energy is going into this. You're talking about like how you like didn't have like time to like do life outside of
Yeah,
making this movie
life is
because
back. Life is back.
yeah, it's it takes up so much of you to make something that like from an outsider's perspective feels so small in scope. So then we think about all of the love, effort, work that you're putting into this, and then you times that by whatever in order to get Dr. Zhivago. It just gives us like that much more appreciation for both indie films like what you're
Oh
making
man.
with Liquor Store and these like big Hollywood
Well,
productions like
that
Zhivago.
that's a big thing that I say, like, and I think I said something similar to this on the last pod about, man, I don't care if your movie sucks. I You made a fucking movie, and that counts for so goddamn much. It means you cared enough to go, because movie making is a physical act. You
Mhm.
have to go out, like, I mean, these are things that I love to do, but going out and finding all these locations, you can't do it all on the phone. You can't do it all on. You have to go to these places because you're gonna fucking shoot there. You're gonna
Yeah.
be physically there. You know, if I'm gonna physically be in someone's space, like this butcher shop that I shot at, for example, on oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. The final shot of my film, I don't want to give it away, but it's based on, okay, well, I guess you could figure out it. The movie's based on my mom and dad. They get together. Uh but the final shot,
Spoiler alert.
yeah, spoiler alert, I popped. The way that I pitch it to people when they ask me about it, I'm like, well, my dad used to work at this liquor store. One day my mom walked in and then, I popped out. Sometimes people like
They
laugh
ended
at
up together. Yeah.
yeah. Well, like, I'm like, do you want to hear more about it? I can tell you more about it. But there's this shot of them. They walk down the street and they walk away from camera. The camera tilts up. Really beautiful shot. That is fully based on the cover of the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan when he's
Hmm.
walking down the street with his gal.
Were you named
I
after Bob Dylan, or am I making
I
that
am
up?
named after Bob Dylan. So
Okay.
there's Bob Dylan love, absolutely.
Okay.
And I was originally going to shoot at this great butcher shop on Elizabeth Street.
Hmm.
God, I forgot the name of it now, but it's run by this girl. The Instagram handle is Mo the Butcher. She was really cool, but it didn't work out. I'd met with her multiple times, and she said that she was down to do it. Again, like, you have to be, as a filmmaker, you have to be like Bruce Lee says, be like water, my friend. You cannot
Hmm.
be rigid, because if things don't go the way that you want to go, you have to be able to pivot. So quickly I found a new butcher shop called Florence Meats, and this is going to connect to this.
Yeah.
It's on Jones Street.
Okay.
Literally, that's the street that Bob Dylan and his gal walked down.
Oh, really?
Got at this butcher shop that's right,
Wait,
like,
Jones, like right by like off Bowery.
Jones Street in the village,
Oh, I'm
in the
thinking of
West
Great
Village.
Jones Street.
Great Jones. Yeah,
Um,
this isn't Great Jones. This is
this
just
is
Jones.
Jones.
And
Yeah.
Jones Street is where that film
Yeah, that okay.
shot of Dylan and
Yeah.
forgetting the name of his girl at the
Mhm.
time, but they walked down that. We shot at that butcher shop,
That's
and
amazing.
I know, and it just like kind of like that was the first place that we shot at, and and then another thing, the the guy that ran the butcher shop was our character that plays the butcher, this sweet, sweet Mexican man named Adesteo, and
Mhm.
his family. It was a Sunday, and his family like came from church to open up the butcher for us, and like I know, and like there's a baby there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like you sweetheart. The girl goes, her name's Daisy. She's the Adasteo's daughter. She
Mhm.
was my point of contact. She goes, Dylan, we're so sorry, we're 10 minutes late. I'm like, Daisy, you have a full family and a baby right here. It's 8:15
Yeah.
in the morning. You're fine.
Yeah, 10
Uh,
minutes late is fine.
And
Yeah.
he prepared a and then this is a great conversation. So in the script originally, he's supposed to get a goat head.
Mhm.
Daisy says to me, she goes, Dylan, I got to be honest with you. I can't get you a goat head. I can get you a pig head.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, any kind of head, we're fine. Like,
Yeah.
give me any creature's head. What I didn't realize how fucking this is about the size of a pig head.
It's massive.
It's huge. But this guy, he would his thing was he had to bring the pig head over, and then the name of the order for the character is De Pippo. And this guy Adesteo, God bless his heart, he doesn't speak a lot of English.
Yeah.
He'll go,
Yeah.
"De people?" And me and Dan were just loving him and loving it, and it was such a sweet, fun experience. But
Yeah.
again, like I
You really
now
snuck in
know,
all the homies into this movie in
yeah,
one way
yeah, yeah,
or another.
yeah. But it was I I don't know how I guess I was talking about Jones Street with that. Sorry, I think I might have gotten a little sidetracked to just tell you a cool anecdote about the movie.
No,
But
it's
there's just a lot.
yeah.
There's a lot and
There's
more.
there's so much. I love it all. And yeah, I mean it's all great stuff. All these tidbits are amazing. The insight into, again, your passion, your love going into making this movie. And for me, I'm very excited to see what the final product then looks
Yeah,
like because um, you know, we've known each other forever and like
forever.
knowing that you're doing this is like it's so awesome. It's very inspiring. And then to hear the stories that you're telling about the process of making the movie are just like that much more inspiring. Speaking of being inspiring, for folks who are out there listening who are indie filmmakers themselves, interested in putting together their own projects, going out and doing the damn thing with their friends, with their homies, with their loved ones, what are some pieces of advice or like the biggest piece of advice that you would give
Ooh,
to any aspiring filmmakers out there?
I mean, it sounds so simple. Just fucking do it. Go do it. No more of that. Talky, talky, talky. Oh, you got a great idea? Go make it.
Yeah.
Figure it the fuck out. Because there's someone out there that will. There's someone out there that will. It's so simple, but I mean, it's not easy to make, but it's easier to make these days than it's ever been.
Hmm.
Go, like, basically shut the fuck up and make your thing, care about it, and surround yourself with people that you at least love making things with. I'm very lucky that I get to surround myself with people that I love making things with and also just love being around. Like and that's,
Hmm.
I think, kind of my formula. Like, I got to love you to make art with you. Like
Yeah.
cuz I take this shit so seriously, but also like it's so fun to me.
Hmm.
Like my buddy Nick, who wrote Liquor Store with me, we've been writing this script called Knights Errant about these knights that pretend to be knights of the Round Table and rob castles for years.
Yeah.
It's my fucking opus. It's our opus, and I want to get to the point where I can get that thing made. I can get a like, but honestly, just drinking a bunch of beers with Nick and writing that script is my favorite thing in the world. Like I
Yeah.
don't need to do anything other than chill with my buddy and, make stupid and it's all about you just want to be around people that you can make laugh and that can make you laugh and you care about their opinion. But I think yeah, the biggest advice I could give is, you know, stop talking about it, go do it. You got this great idea and go do it doesn't mean go out and shoot it. Write the thing, edit the writing of the thing, write it again, get it right. Care
Hmm.
about it and then go make it. But I'm just there's just a lot of there's a lot of people that fake the funk and I just think, don't be one of them. And then like on like a I guess financial level, make your Indiegogo, make your thing and you know,
Hmm.
if it's your first big passion project thing, people will give you stuff.
Yeah.
People will give you
People.
stuff, talk to people, like people will donate you money or you got to be a bit of a schmoozer, and be kind, like really really be kind to the people whose spaces you're using in my opinion, because that'll really because we had to shoot a little bit extra a couple days at liquor store, and
Hmm.
because I had such a good relationship with Mark, it it was okay.
Yeah.
But cultivate all your relationships as well. Like don't
It's such a communal thing.
it
I
really is.
think.
And don't think that just don't think you're better than anyone. Don't don't wear that air. Don't be a person of the people, be for the people. Um yeah, I don't know. I guess that's the advice. Give a shit, make your thing, surround yourself with people that you love, and treat the space as well.
Yeah. I think that's all great advice. Yeah. To what you were
Feed your crew.
saying.
Feed your crew. Feed your crew. Spend that money to give your crew solid food. That matters, man. That
Yeah.
matters a lot. Get
I.
get them. That's a
It's
thing.
a. It sounds like you really appreciate taking care of the people who are helping you in
Have
this
to.
project, and that's how you find. I think that's how you find people who want to then in turn help you because yeah, like you're saying, it's a communal thing. Oftentimes when we talk about like movies, especially big movies and canon movies, we talk about them as like the singular idea and vision of like one person, and it's like, okay, this is Dr. Zhivago is a David Lean movie, but David Lean is working with so many actors, crew members, grips, camera
I mean
people, lighting technicians.
those fucking
um,
scenes. The the horse charge in that movie is just over the ice lake.
mhm,
They fucking Ridley Scott tried to do that shit in Napoleon. This was better, and this is 1965.
yeah.
Like that. That was one of my. Sorry, we can pivot straight to Zhivago if you want. Is that
Well, before we fully pivot, we'll put a pin in the liquor store conversation. Um, when are you expecting it to be finalized and ready
yeah?
for
So
folks to
we have
screen?
we have the it's due for the City Visions festival, which is like the final film festival for my school, which I want to be done. I want to be done editing in March, late
Mhm.
March. I'm going to Japan in April. Let's go.
Oh hell yeah! Seeing the cherry
Very
blossoms,
very excited. Yeah. I'm
nice.
gonna go to the Ghibli Museum. I might see a Japanese baseball game. That's part of the plan.
Hit me up for recommendations.
For sure. Oh
I got
hell
some
yeah, for
Japan
sure.
recs for you.
But I want to finish it before I go out there, and then the final screening or the first screening of it is going to be City Visions, which is in late May.
Hmm.
For that, and then I'm gonna put it on a full festival run. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go. I'm gonna do all the big fucking festivals. I'm gonna try and get into. I mean, specifically all the New York ones. I'm
yeah,
definitely submitting it to some of the European ones. And that's kind of and then there, I have no intention of stopping Liquor Store when there's like, this is a feature film. This
Yeah,
is this is a
awesome.
feature fucking film. This story, is a love tale of the ages. That's a true story. That like and I want to get my crew back. I want to get my cat. Like selfishly, I just want to do it with him and really be able to give people money because
Hmm.
I think it's a hell of a movie. I think it's important
Hmm.
in a way of like sometimes two people falling in love is all you need. And
Yeah,
like I was I just taught a lesson to my students about the great American painter Andrew Wyeth and the painting Christina's Dream, the girl like in the field, she's looking at like two houses. It's a really famous painting.
sure.
It's like one of my
Yeah.
favorite paintings. And it's it's not making a point on anything. It's not
Hmm.
nothing against political whatever it is. Tell you sometimes good shit is just good shit. And
Yeah,
that
yeah. I mean, something important can be just because it speaks to like the human
exactly.
spirit or something,
You know,
or something as core
like
as like the human experience of falling in love.
I don't think that liquor store is like solving any problems or doing anything like on any like huge grand level, but it's about love and the Beatles fucking said it. All you need is love. And I'm with that. And
Yeah.
I'm proud to do that. So basically, if you like the Beatles, you like liquor store. We're the same. It's the same thing.
You are all four Beatles in
Yeah,
one. Yeah. And the movie is every Beatles album rolled into one. It's
basically,
Rubber
it's
Soul,
the
it's
same
Help, it's
experience. It's
it's
the White
Sergeant
Album.
Pepper's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
greatness of
All
that. We did the same thing. Not to compare myself to the Beatles, but I'm going to compare myself to the Beatles with this short film that I made. Okay.
yeah. The I mean, what? It took them like 8 years to make all those
Yeah. What?
albums
There's
and
9 years of the Beatles. I shot my movie in 5 days. No.
yeah, kind of the same. If it takes them that long to
I
get
mean,
to
I
Abbey
didn't say
Road,
it.
I
You said
think
it.
you can get there in a week. That's awesome. Again, dude, I'm like legit very proud of you.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that.
I can't wait to see it. I know it's going to be great. Very excited to see what happens with this project and all of your other projects going forward. I know that you're going to be able to make a lot of other really, really, really cool stuff. And like you said, sometimes all we need is a movie about a love story, whether the backdrop is the vibrance and energy of the Lower East Side or the October Revolution in Russia.
What a pivot. They said you couldn't do it, but you
They
did it.
said I couldn't. Yeah, the haters, they said I couldn't do it, but we're here to prove them wrong. Um,
Absolutely.
let's talk a little Zhivago before we get out of here, because I guess in some way that's also what this show is about. Talking about essential movies, but I hadn't seen this. I understood it to be a classic. Spoke about David Lean's
Hmm.
The Bridge Over the River Kwai or Bridge on the River Kwai last season, a couple months ago with Bob, which is a great movie. That was my first David Lean experience. I still haven't seen Lawrence of Arabia.
Ooh,
Um, but
Guinness is
this
in that.
was,
Guinness is in that too, man.
yeah, man, Guinness. Wow,
Love it.
that guy, he could act, huh?
Woo.
So was who's the lead in Dr.
Omar Sharif.
Zhivago? Omar Sharif. I think he's also in
Oh, he's the
Lawrence of
shit.
Arabia.
He's
Yeah.
my favorite character in Lawrence of Arabia.
I can't wait to watch that.
Dude, that movie is that's Spielberg's like
That's
reason
his
for being.
go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Dr. Zhivago your reason for being a filmmaker?
No, it's not. But like I came to Zhivago later than Lawrence of
Hmm.
Arabia and Bridge over River Kwai because those are kind of like bit required readings of like especially like my pops is a just a kind of film, I don't know, cinephile film dude, like whatever.
Hmm.
And uh years ago, but more when I was like later in life, I remember I'd heard my mom and dad talk about Dr. Zhivago, and finally we like watched it. Me, my mom, and my dad. My mother loves that film. Uh,
Hmm.
it's just it's a fucking sweeping epic, which is
Yeah.
like there's not. I mean, there's the thing that got me was the opening funeral and the music that plays when he looks at the trees.
Hmm.
And it just sometimes, and Lean loves these big long shots that give you kind of like the whole expanse of the thing. He does it over Lawrence of Arabia, and it's just one of those things. Like I love the funeral scene. It just lets you know, yo, motherfucker, this is a big one. Like
Yeah.
get ready for a big
We're
one.
getting, yeah.
I uh I think it's just it's such an interesting love story too, because it it's about these two people being in love with each, but also like they're not really together that much.
Yeah.
No, they
It's
don't even get together till kind of like I don't know, like an hour into the movie. They really do all this setup with them. I'm not super learned in the history of like the Russian Revolution and all that stuff,
mhm.
to be totally honest. So some of the verbiage of like who are the Bolsheviks and who the I could just tell like good, kind of bad, but there's not real any like I think I appreciated like there's one distinct bad guy, but he's not even
Mhm.
fully bad, you know?
Yeah. There's no real antagonist, and like all of the like political stuff, um while it's there, it's like more so just backdrop. It's not
Yeah, I
even
mean
really
everything.
important for their love story, but it is, I guess, in a way, like there is a reading where you could say like the push and pull between like the like Tsarist Russia and like the Bolsheviks kind of mirror like the internal struggle between Dr. Zhivago himself. I don't know that I fully felt that, or of like the push and pull of like their love with each other. To me, it more so felt like just full backdrop for
He's
this like sweeping story to take place.
he's a great actor and he's a great performer, but the character is I not to do critique on it, but like the Zhivago, okay, he's a poet. He's this
Mhm.
amazing poet. We don't hear any of his poetry ever. Ever.
We see him writing it maybe a little bit, but we never
Once.
hear it. Yeah.
Which honestly, I think that's probably a greater choice, unless I don't he's not a real historical figure. I think he's completely
Yeah,
made
he's
up.
fully made up,
If
yeah.
you sometimes movies try to tell you that a writer's a great writer, and then that writer that's a great writer in the movie shares their writing, and I'm like, you stink. Like, yeah, that's shitty. Why do people think this is good? Maybe
Yeah.
that's probably the smarter thing to do. It just again like another thing that exists just like in the backdrop, like not at the forefront, which is real. Like the I guess I wonder how conscious of a choice some of that stuff is. But at the end of the day, none of it matters for how sweeping and grand it is and how wonderful the music is, that
Mhm.
it's like love story that goes over so much time. And did you know that the girl, his first of all, what a easy problem to have for Zhivago over here. It's this one beautiful brunette back at home with
Yeah.
in my amazing pastoral fucking home, and then this smoking hot blonde over
Yeah.
here in the town. Like, geez, man,
Also
what
a
a
world-class doctor and
yeah,
poet.
and a poet.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also the most handsome man of all time. I have a great mustache.
But the
Really, really tough life.
did you know the the original wife, or the one that's the mother of his kid, is that's Charlie Chaplin's daughter.
You know, I in like looking at like the IMDb page and then doing
Yeah,
some like reading about the movie, I kept seeing the name Chaplin pop up, and I was like, "Huh, funny, like Charlie." And then
and
never like thought, I wonder if that actually is Charlie
she's
Chaplin's
the
daughter.
grandmother of Robb Stark's wife in Game of Thrones.
I never watched Game of Thrones.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, people will get that.
People will know. Yeah. Um, that's the OG wife. So I mean, I feel like this movie is mostly British actors. It is interesting that it
Yeah,
is a like British
Russian
production
story.
about a Russian story, which I think kind of plays into why they don't like get into a lot of the like historical and like political stuff with the Russian Revolution and all that, just because like as British people, it kind of feels like they don't have any place to be
Yeah, like
examining what's going
I don't
on
really
there.
know what the side is for that. I was thinking about that the whole time. Like, what? Whose side? I'm like, I'm on these people's side because I'm watching it. Like,
Yeah. Well, the I think that there are like interpretations that one can make about how the revolution, like the two sides and like the history of Russia and going into like the Soviet period is presented, where it is like a very Western kind of look at
mm,
like Soviet bad, communism very bad. The transition into that is like inherently bad for
I
everyone,
didn't get any of that.
which I also think is like I
Where?
think I think because there are it's um it's probably like easier to find a lot of like really like left leaning thinking out there, that
Yeah.
there are more reviews that I saw um kind of like discrediting the movie for that. But there were also a lot that I saw that like reviews that like came out at the time that were like, thank God that this movie is painting communism in like telling us the truth about how bad
Well,
communism is.
it's definitely the now looking back at it, the I guess the negative light of it is this stuff when they take the home from
Mm,
Zhivago's wife's families, uh, and they definitely kind of portray them as being those people as being, like almost like squatters in a way. But
yeah.
also, there's the soldiers when the revolution really starts coming back, and the way they speak to the because so I think if you look at it, he's kind of given you both. He's kind of
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
he's
that it
really taking a full stance, um, which could maybe be looked at as like the easy way out, but also I think probably the more truthful and nuanced way. Because and the other interesting thing is you really never get what Zhivago and Lara
mhm.
actually think about the movement. You don't
Yeah.
Zhivago doesn't really say his oh, and then another thing, I remember this was because I knew I was going to talk to you about it, like things that I
Mhm.
wanted to make note of to talk to you about that I just thought were brilliant. All the Alec Guinness scenes where he's in,
Mhm.
he never actually talks in the flashbacks. He is speaking through voiceover of what he said.
Yeah.
And I just thought that that was I think that was clearly with intent, and
Mhm.
the way that it moves and the way that it reminds you that, oh, you're in this guy's memory. This guy doesn't get to talk in the scenes. And
Yeah.
I thought that was so fucking cool. And I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that.
It is a really interesting use of like voiceover flashback, highlighting that it's memory, which is really cool. Also, those are like kind of my favorite parts of the movie. Like whenever Alec Guinness shows up and he's like just like off in the distance, kind of like looking and examining
Oh,
what's going
he's
on
like a
and giving you,
sentinel. He's like this like creature, this sentinel, and like I mean, he's such a fucking good actor. It's
yeah.
it's crazy how I mean, all there's also the other performance that I thought was just phenomenal was the bad guy. He
Oh,
is
the
so good.
Oh man, who is that? Rod.
Yeah, it's
Oh man, I should have written this down, but I know which character you're
the
talking
bad
about.
the bad guy, the guy that, you know, oh my god, he has one of the worst lines. One of the worst most he like, and don't let you tell yourself that this was rape or something like that. Like, don't flatter
Yeah.
like, oh, but he was such a great, I mean, the way, and then his character really interested me, and then the her first boyfriend, kind of, that gets the scar and turns into kind of the,
Oh, the dude who like is like he's like a hardcore revolutionary or whatever. He's like
you know
one of
who I
the
think wouldn't, I mean, he wouldn't because he doesn't really do remakes, and also like he's kind of, I don't know what his deal is right now. I don't even want to talk about it, but I think a Tarantino Zhivago remake would fucking slap, just because of
interesting.
that Scar
Yeah.
character and what he would do with him. Like that, I don't. I just I
Yeah,
love
but
that.
can Tarantino do romance the way that because this movie is so romance first
Well,
and foremost.
that's such a great point of it, though. Like, is that this story isn't driven by romance, though? Like the initial plot of it, it's like these people, it's all these exterior things that are pushing these people to where they are, and
Hmm.
Zhivago doesn't really truly meet her until she's the nurse, like truly
Yeah.
meet her. Like, he sees her
Yeah.
on the bus the first time, and then he sees her at the party when she tries to shoot the bad guy,
Hmm.
but then and that's like an hour and 15 minutes into the movie. So
Yeah.
before that, and he sees her hand. He sees her hand one time.
But it's kind of just set up for
It is.
the
It's
eventual.
it's got to be the longest setup I've ever seen for people to fall in love.
Yeah.
And
Which
then
is
when they don't really court each other, they're kind of just
they're just there.
in love with each other already.
Yeah. And then they get separated for a while, right?
Yeah,
And then so it is really it's like a 3 hour setup for them to like actually
not
then eventually get together.
for like a week.
Yeah. And have a kid.
But I
Um
but maybe that's part of the beauty of it, right? It's like just fighting for this little piece of this little sliver of something sweet.
yeah. Well, I think that's what like the main intent of like the backdrop is that it's like it's I think the movies like read on Russian history in the early 20th century is like it started off kind of shitty and then it got more shittier. And despite all of this shittiness happening, these two people were just trying to like fight for this little bit of hope, this little bit of like love that they can find and share with each other. And also, we're going to tell this story over 3 hours and 15 minutes because sometimes it takes a long time to find that little pebble of hope
Absolutely.
within all of this despair that's happening around
I
you.
gotta be honest too. I wasn't bored. I wasn't bored. I never really checked out.
Yeah.
I, which says a lot for, like a modern viewer of it. Though I've seen it before, and I
Hmm.
remember having a similar kind of experience with it where I don't want to say it's meandering because things are always happening.
Yeah.
There's enough exterior shit happening that you don't get bored, but I was thinking about like what am I rooting for in this movie as a watcher? You're rooting for, and I think it's a really great film because there's things in you that conflict you. He never sees the mother of his children and his child again by the brunette, which
Yeah.
kind of breaks your heart, but it like quietly breaks your heart, which is probably the truth of what kind of those things. This is the time when people would just disappear for your life. When she sends him that letter, I just thought that was so heartbreaking.
Yeah. Yeah. Him reading the letter is very heartbreaking.
But it's
And
it's so good.
to your point about like never losing interest, it's I think that's like why this movie is so great. If this were told over 2 hours, an hour and a half, an hour 45, like I don't know that this movie would be considered as essential as it is,
Yeah,
right? Like I think because the
the
degree of difficulty of building it out, making it so long, but having all of those moments in between that are leading up to like the heightened emotional climaxes that are happening within the movie because they are also intentional and like building towards specific emotional crescendos or whatever. That's why this movie is as great as it is because
it
it
also
could
gives
easily be something that like you lose interest, it's meandering, you're like, why are we focused on like what's happening in on the front lines of World War I right now,
yeah.
but it's all in service of like the same emotional kind of core at the
There's
end
a
of the day.
there's also some really really great some great camera work, some great like it's clearly like it's a movie, you know, like
Yeah.
it's the whole fucking thing. And but I think also like it gives its characters great care. There's
Mhm.
lots of characters that like in the on the train, the revolutionary kind of with the long hair. Do you
Yeah.
know who that is?
No.
That's Klaus Kinski, who is like Klaus
Who's
Kinski is the best friend slash enemy of Werner Herzog, the great director.
Oh, yes.
Famously, they tried to murder each other while filming a movie.
Oh,
Uh,
hell yeah.
but he's like just that character existing in that scene doesn't need to
Mhm.
like it's just these like little and I just because I rewatched it recently, but it did make me think of One Battle After Another. The
Mhm.
little bit of care for every single character in that movie is to me part of the because I look at one battle after another as an epic. It's an epic.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
spans time and distance. This is an epic, and I think part of the formula of a great epic is care for so many characters. Even if
Yeah.
they show up for just a second, you know, give me something. You know, Lara's mother in the beginning, um, the communists that are I almost just said commies. The communists that are running the house that they come into, those two, the man and the woman, they're
Mhm.
clearly those characters were given thought. They know how they interact with the people. You know, Alec Guinness isn't on screen for that long. The
Mhm.
daughter, you know, the daughter, her boyfriend. I
Yeah.
I'm gonna be, you know, as Stephen A. Smith would say, I'll put it on Front Street. I cried at the end with
Oh, hell yeah.
the guitar. That it got me. It got me.
When
Him
she's like, "Oh,
dying didn't get me,
but her being able to play music
or
got you."
that she has it. Just
Yeah.
that she has it. I'm like, oh, oh.
It's yeah, I mean, it's a great punctuation, all the characters being given care, and kind of like One Battle After Another, like, it's this big epic where you have all these characters, all these moving parts, you have this amazing backdrop of, like, all of these big grand things happening, but at the end of the day, it's a story about 2 people and a
Yep.
relationship,
It's a small
and
story.
it's a small scale story, and being able to balance those 2 things where, um, yeah, a movie like this that spans decades and, uh, travels all across Russia is just, like, at the end of the day, a story about 2 people or 3 people if you want to include the daughter too, but, like, it's really just about these very human relationships, and it could
And I
take place anywhere, anytime, because at the end of the day, like you were saying with liquor store, like sometimes we just need a story that's like it something can be important because it's just about like the most human experience that we have.
yeah. I think though that the backdrop of the Russian Revolution and this whole thing happening, I do think there is a point to that to put these characters in it. I
Mhm.
think they're talking about how in that time how people like these two people that all they want to do is be together cannot. And
Hmm.
that's where you find tragedy, right? Like that's Romeo and Juliet, right? Like people that want to be together that can't. That's the where we get the
Yeah,
base of all that stuff, and it works for this. It could, I mean, you could do it in. It just sucks. Like modern love stories, like this, has killed love. This has
yeah,
killed. This has killed the romance film. You
a
know,
little bit. Um,
because
but
Zhivago could
yeah,
have just texted her, like, "Yo,
what's good?
where you at?"
Yeah,
Like I'm over here, and then yeah, he sees her.
you on this train or what?
Yeah,
Which car are you in?
I was also getting so mad. I'm like, dude, fucking move them. Get off. Like, get off the trolley. Enough of you.
The point about them, about like the backdrop kind of pulling them apart as they're trying to get to, get together is nice because it's not like it's not hammered over our heads, but right, we understand that he is from a certain class and background, like
Oh, they
certain
call him
people.
a nomad at a certain point. Like I thought you nomad, and he's darker.
Yeah,
He's not from. He's not a white Russian. Like he's not a
but he's of that class, right? Like he's brought
by
he
by adoption.
by adoption, he's brought up into that. He's a doctor and a poet, which is like something that only a certain class of Russian could be in the late 19th
True,
century, early 20th century. And like she is part of this revolutionary
but she's
like
also
proletariat class. And
but she's the child of a poor person.
yeah,
Like I
so
mean, they're
they're
not
like,
poor, but they're not. She's in the class through the guy.
mhm.
She doesn't exist in that world. Like she's brought. So I think they're both similar in that way.
Well, yeah, yeah, maybe that's the internal struggle that they both face that then like leads them to be
Because
together. While
his
everyone else is kind of like cleanly placed into
yeah,
one side or the
like his
other.
adoptive sister, who
Yeah,
becomes his wife, who's perfectly kind and nice.
yeah, just
Uh,
kind of weird.
that was a weird thing.
That's a weird thing, right?
But also the mom is like totally about it. Like
Yeah.
she's like, look, they're like cheek to cheek, and he's like, they're friends, and she's like, nah, they're gonna do it. But
Russians are
again,
freaky, man. Russians are real freaky.
like I guess maybe I like the care of this more. There's a world where that character is mean to Zhivago and
Hmm.
pushes her class in people's face, and but she's not. And I think
Yeah.
that makes the tragedy of it even harder. That this beautiful, wonderful woman is just not the one he wants. And there's another beautiful, wonderful woman.
Yeah.
That I mean,
His tragedy
he is really good looking. His
his
tragedy is
tragedy is
that
that he's
he's
too
too
good
hot.
looking.
He's too
He
hot.
was way too hot.
It's the
And
hardest.
and he's a doctor and a poet. Like, slow down, guy.
And no one gets that mad at him. No one his his woman that sends the letter to Laura's place is like, Laura Laura is a good person. I'm happy you're there with her.
Yeah.
Yo, be mad at him. Like,
He's well, I mean, he's super charming too. He's
yeah,
got that thing where like no one can be mad at him because he's. Do you watch 30 Rock? There's an
yeah.
episode where John Hamm doesn't realize that like he lives in a different world and Liz calls it his bubble. She's like, "You're hot and everyone treats you nice because you're hot." And like that's the bubble world that
Zhivago's in
Dr.
the John
Zhivago.
Hamm bubble. I
Yeah.
mean, it's true though. It's totally true. I wonder what the. I know it's based off a book. I wonder if there's certain parts of the book that, because I think a book, even though this is a 3.5 hour epic,
Hmm.
a 400-page book can give you so much more. I wonder what's omitted from that story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the movie focuses a little bit more on like the romance part, which is weird that the book is I think the book is more historical, political
interesting.
in and like just like placing Zhivago in that, and then like the romance is kind of an afterthought. And then Lean was like, what if we have the whole thing kind of like building to this sort of like tragic romantic end. um I haven't seen Lawrence of Arabia, but having seen Bridge on the River Kwai, I kind of feel like this was just like Lean was just like, I'm the man, like I can make this movie. This is kind of a movie that you can only make a 3 hour sweeping epic after you've made
Yeah.
those other two movies.
Well, does he make this after, like, this is the third of those, right? It's Bridge over River Kwai, Lawrence of Arabia, and then this, right? In that order? Okay.
Yeah, this is the third.
It is.
Yeah.
So wait, what year is Lawrence of Arabia? 62?
Maybe 62. Let's see. Let me try to quickly pull it up.
It's pretty crazy that this movie is fucking 1965. I don't know.
Yeah, it almost feels
Older.
it
I
feels
mean,
a little bit older.
I I was thinking about it though, like there was some, I don't know how much build sets they had, and I'm sure he built it all, but
Hmm.
this is taking place in the 19 what, tens?
Tends to like
World War One is
30s.
going. So World War One
Yeah.
is going on, right? There's people that were around that lived through that, you know? Like they're not, it's not like Sam Mendes making 1917 right now, where most of the World
Hmm.
War One, like not only people that lived through that, like not that old, like right, like in 1960. No, I guess they're pretty fucking old, but still,
Yeah, like 50s or 60s.
it's on like this the tip of people's tongue of like a historical event that wasn't
Yeah. I
that
just
far
think the
away.
interesting thing is that again, you're making a movie about the Russian experience during that time, but
And
like through the lens of an English filmmaker.
everyone in it has an English accent,
Yeah. So like
and
where
they
like Bridge on
never,
the River Kwai is about English people, Lawrence of
yeah,
Arabia is about an Englishman in Arabia, and this one is just like
yeah.
totally removed from the British experience. But I still think like applying some British and like American sensibilities to a
I
movie
mean,
about Russian people.
definitely like I don't know, like the reactions to things are like that's unjust, and
Yeah.
like the guy tries to give the speech and then he just fucking falls in the water bin,
Yeah.
then just gets fucking shot, and then they just beat the other guy to death, and they're all like, yeah,
It's brutal.
yeah,
I saw something kind of funny that like it's about Russian people, but like with a bunch of British actors, and they like even use British terminology, like they call each other old chap, things
yes,
like that.
yes,
Like it's an
multiple
insanely British movie.
multiple times, multiple times. Like this is like, talk about, sorry, like to critique a great like David Lean, but like giving things care, like zero research into how Russian people talk. Like no, call him old chap, it's fine. Like
Yeah.
we don't give a shit. But there's also something that I appreciate about that as well, where I don't think he's doing it. I would guess that he's not doing it actually without care. It's more that
Hmm.
he's doing it because this is how he sees comrades talk to each other.
Hmm.
And people have a way better ability to suspend their disbelief. Where, like, right now, if you made a Russian Revolution movie and the characters were speaking in English, they would at least be doing Russian accents.
Okay. Um, I there's a movie coming out either later this year or earlier next year that I saw at TIFF by a French filmmaker about the rise of Putin, starring Paul Dano and Jude
Paul
Law.
Dano sucks. We don't like him.
I love Paul Dano. I'm pretty sure I live down the street from Paul Dano.
I'm
I've seen
on
him
team.
like
I'm on team Quentin Tarantino, man. Let me be the only person. No, I'm kidding. Paul Dano's a shit, bro. Dude, what
um
is he doing? What? Oh,
it's insane. But so this movie, it's about Putin with Jude Law as Putin and Paul Dano as
that's
this like random
That's such
Russian guy,
annoying. That's annoying casting.
but Jude Law's actually kind of good as Putin.
No, I know he's a great actor, but he's
And
wait.
Dano's kind of good.
Don't let Vladimir Putin know that Jude Law played him. You
Yeah.
can't do that. This guy,
Don't have a
guy
beautiful
has a
man play.
huge ego already. Like now he's gonna bring that up and go to war with America because of that. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Jude Law.
But well, I think Jude Law's British, and the filmmaker is French who
Jude
made
Law
this
is
movie.
British. Jude Law's very
But
British.
in the movie, Paul Dano and Jude Law both speak with English accents, as
That's
do all the characters around them. The joke is that like the Jude Law Putin character speaks with a Cockney accent because he's like a low class person, and the Paul Dano character, who is like the real puppeteer behind everything that Putin
okay.
does, has like a more posh accent. So
Okay.
just to say that like I kind of understand why Lean and Zhivago like didn't have them use Russian accents, because
Well,
like that's not the point. The point of the movie is just that like all that stuff's in the background, and it is about this like
sure.
emotional character story, love story
I
about the
don't
two of them.
I don't think that's even a conversation back then, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I don't think
Now
now it would at least be a conversation. Also, the other interesting thing
it has
is
to be like super intentional. It has to be
Sharif
so like obvious that it's
Sharif has a
intentional.
specific accent that's different.
Hmm.
Sharif has his own accent, his own kind of, I don't know, like Indian,
I think he was
British,
Egyptian.
Egyptian, British act, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But and that I think is purposeful, that he
Hmm.
sounds and looks different than the rest of them because he comes from a different kind of community. But nobody ever really fully comments on it. Again, which is there's a lot of in a film that's so big and grand, that's
Hmm.
so like overstated. It's understated. It's I think it's a good I think Lean's films are great in that way. Lawrence of Arabia has this as well, where it allows you to fill in the blanks, you
Yeah,
know?
which is wild for a movie that's over 3 hours long to do.
Sometimes I'm filling in blanks and I'm like, oh no, 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 that wasn't okay. Cause like, okay, the scene when the bad guy and Laura take the uh horse ride together
Hmm.
after the way she's acting, I was like, oh, you know, she's been raped. But it's not till later that that's an actual thing that
Yeah.
gets kind of like said.
Yeah. You're
So it's
filling
like,
in blanks. Yeah.
yeah, like that aren't really always there. But
I mean, it could be a similar thing where like you're sensing as a viewer that there's like an uncomfortable
well,
energy between the two
definitely
of
what he
them.
was.
And
That's definitely what they're trying to give you in the film. And then
yeah.
she goes and talks to the priest. And I was like, oh, like, or she's been with him, but then she goes to the whole relationship between her and the bad guy confused me on the front end. I was like, what
What's going on here?
kind of
Yeah.
but it because it also it felt like it wasn't that she was into. I think she had no choice, you know, and
Yeah.
like
Which
is all
again
part
is
of
like very, very true for a character like that, or like a figure like that, a woman like that
oh, absolutely.
in yeah, in
I'm
this
sure
time
that
in Russia and like everywhere else in the world.
yeah, I'm sure that like a beautiful 21-year-old or she's 17 and when that movie's like they have no autonomy. Like that's not,
Yeah.
you know.
Um yeah, I mean, I feel like we've kind of hit on a lot. Anything else? Any other thoughts on Dr. Zhivago before?
I think the only final thing that I was going to say was on Alec Guinness's character, and I think that it's the him finding the daughter is
Hmm.
like I think he's atoning, and I think that is whatever indictment on what the revolution did is
Hmm.
he's kind of this atonement character, and then
Yeah.
also wondering about what is the symbolism, because the movie ends, the last shot of the movie is this big fucking well or whatever it is. What are those called? Dam.
Yeah.
That's got to mean something, because the title, which, and I have no idea, the title of the movie comes up on a fucking well gushing water.
Hmm.
Like, what? It's not just to be there. Like, it's something, again, like, I think it's an understated thing. I think there's a
Hmm.
lot of stuff, and this is my second time watching it, that I've completely missed. Like,
Yeah.
that there has to be, you know.
I got to tell you, Dylan, I'm stumped. I usually feel like I can bullshit my way through some sort of explanation or reading
Like
that.
another it's like another drop in the river. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, or I mean the dam of of what it is that they were trying to, or like the reality of her life that she was trying to deny is now it can't help but gush through because Alec Guinness has broken that dam for her, and now she fully understands who it is that she is, where it is that she comes from, everything that makes has made up her history, and she is moving forward with that as her life.
This is
um
why this is why every movie should end like Burn After Reading, when J.K. Simmons is like, "So what the fuck did we learn?
yeah,
Nothing. All right, cool.
nothing
Like, I don't
cool.
fucking know shit."
Yeah, that is how most that's I feel like I should end this show and every episode of the show like
Oh
that.
yeah,
Just like, yeah, what did we learn from this movie? We don't know.
yeah,
Instead of me, I, I totally pulled that her lived experience theory out of my butt.
yeah.
But
No, it sounded like that.
yeah. But that's that's the beauty of film, is that it's all subjective as an art form.
Yeah.
So we can get on mics, we can get on video, and we can
David
spout
Lean is
all
just like
kinds of
rolling over
nonsense.
in his grave. He's just like, "What the fuck are these guys talking about?"
Yeah, this dude in the flannel has no idea what it was. So obvious what I was going for with that ending, and he totally missed it.
Well, it made me cry. So he did something.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
the emotional reaction is really the most important thing. I do think that this movie does elicit emotional reactions. I unfortunately I need to rewatch this. I was like, I enjoyed it. I allowed it to sweep over me. I wasn't fully in the right headspace to be watching this in like a
I don't
critical
know if you.
sense to like
I
fully
don't know.
understand
I don't
what
know if
was
you
going on.
need to rewatch it. I
I,
I think. I mean,
perhaps at
I
some point I'll revisit it.
I would give it like a nice long while, because you're not just gonna like casually be like, yeah, let me just like throw on this 3.5 hour movie to watch again. Give yourself a
Yeah,
give
I was a
yourself
little hungover when I watched it.
Yeah.
Not the
I
right.
luckily was in like a really good Saturday headspace, had
Yeah.
like eaten breakfast, like hadn't gotten totally shit faced the night before, like was able to, but it did eat up a chunk of my day, and I was like, I meant to text you. I was like gonna gonna just be like, Jesus, this movie's fucking long. Thanks a lot. Wanted to have a Saturday. No, I ended up actually I marathoned that day. I watched that. I watched oh oh great film. Great film. Recommend this. It's called The Worst Person in the World. It's
Great movie.
yes, yes. Yeah, I watched that.
Joachim Trier. Yeah.
Fucking fantastic. What a great movie. I hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
I had heard of it. I
A lot of
started
love for sentimental value. Same
I
director.
haven't seen Sentimental Value yet.
People are raving about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I started Jay Kelly, turned it off.
Okay.
That yeah. And then there's a good one. I watched a good one in between. Oh, my girl had never seen One Battle After Another, so
Nice.
we rewatched that, and that was just a
Hell yeah.
that you should have an episode just on that.
I like
That
that we're already at the point um where we're saying that people haven't seen it yet.
Dude, that movie's a fucking masterpiece. How
Yeah,
can you have a car chase scene go straight and be riveting?
it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's also amazing because he sets it up with like the really like kind of dumpy car chase scene earlier in the movie that's like
It isn't
really
even that
clunky and
dumpy.
stuff.
They just crash really early.
Yeah. But I feel like he kind of sets up like what is going to be the amazing car chase scene after. While we're on the topic of newer movies, I don't know if you've seen it, but I feel like Caught Stealing is like right up your alley. The
I
new
So it's all like down here, and it like came out while I was making liquor store, and I was like also like
you're
I'm
like
kind of an
Aronofsky
Arnott.
stole my he
No, no,
stole my
I'm
thunder.
just kind of like an Arnofsky hater, uh,
Okay.
and it comes from one specific thing. He went on Bourdain's one of Bourdain's shows, and Bourdain, rest in peace to the god.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Uh, and he goes to Madagascar with Bourdain, and Bourdain is like a huge fan of Arnofsky. And they get there, and Bourdain takes him to this amazing Malagasy is like the name of the Madagascar people. This like
Hmm.
amazing Malagasy like meat place where like you sit at this
Hmm.
bar and then they just bring you meat, like they cut it right there and bring it right to you.
Yeah.
And Arnofsky tells Bourdain that he's a vegetarian, and Bourdain is like, ugh, like Bourdain is literally like whatever ist against vegetarian people, but he tries to give Arnofsky the benefit of the doubt throughout the episode. Bourdain gets in with the local Malagasy people, and they love him because they get fucked up with him, and they're like, the woman, their translator, is like, "You guys have been invited to a ritual bull sacrifice.
Hmm.
Like this is a big deal. Like they don't just invite anybody." And
Yeah.
Bourdain is like, "Holy fucking shit, yes!" Like, because Bourdain's favorite movie is Apocalypse Now, and Darren Aronofsky's like, "No, I don't think I'll do that." And Bourdain is like, "Dude, you're a fucking filmmaker. What do you mean you're gonna chop a
Yeah,
bull's
this is
head off?
amazing.
How are you gonna miss this?" And then they intercut Bourdain having this like
Amazing
existential experience.
experience. Yeah.
It goes to Arnofsky being like, "Yeah, so I just like walked through the woods and I lied down on this rock and I looked at the sky and I'm like, I hate you. I hate you. Like you're just not
That's
my."
tough. When you're there, you got to be in it.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, also like the other thing for caught stealing, Austin Butler swings a bat in the trailer and he can't swing a baseball bat.
Terrible
So
baseball swing.
he's supposed to be like a fucking baseball star and he can't swing a bat.
Yeah,
For
you're
those
out.
reasons, I'm out.
And for that reason, I'm out. Well, I thought you would
But
dig it.
no, I'll
It's an
watch it.
East Village movie.
I
I was
know.
I just dug it because it's like very much so trying to capture an energy of like a specific time and place in New York
Yeah.
City. And I thought that you would appreciate that. I was walking through the East Village the other day, and I walked past like the corner where they shot a lot of it, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Holy shit! I'm in Caught Stealing," which is just like an awesome thing that you can do in New York, where
Oh
you're
yeah.
like walking down the street and you're like,
You ever been
"Oh,
to Corner Bar right next to Tompkins Square Park? That bar right on the corner.
yeah,
That's where the cop gets shot in The Godfather Part Two.
yeah,
That's right there.
hell yeah."
I'll watch Caught Stealing. I'll stop being a grumpy Jew. Um, but if you do have an itching for that, there's a Sam Lipsyte novel called No One Left to Come Looking for You that you should read. It's a
Okay.
it's a noir about a bassist who's he's in a band and his lead singer's gone missing and his lead singer's gone missing with his bass. So he's got to
Mhm.
go through the East Village in the 90s in the middle of the winter and get his bass and his lead singer back.
Okay, that sounds awesome. I'm gonna read it and then we'll talk offline. Let's develop that into a script. Let's
Yeah. Well, we got to get Sam Lipsyte. Yeah, we could totally do that.
yeah, man. Let's make movies. Dylan, thank you for
I love you.
joining. Love you, man. This has been so much fun. Listeners, we're not doing our standard recommendations this episode. We just gave you a little impromptu
Yeah, there you go.
recommendations. Check out Caught Stealing. Check out One Battle After Another if you haven't seen it. Check out Worst Person in the World. Check out the name
And
of the book
the
that
lip
I'm
side
already.
book is No One Left to Come Looking for You.
No
Sam
one left.
Lipsyte, phenomenal New York writer. People should know about him.
Awesome. We'll add links to the socials, and if there are any other Indiegogo pages for liquor store, we'll add those
I
in the show notes so that
might be
people know
dropping
where
a new
to.
one. Might be dropping a new Indiegogo for post. Not sure yet,
Nice.
but
Yeah, but
it's in the,
we'll link the
yeah.
socials so that people can
So
stay up to date on what's happening with the movie. I hope to have you back
hell
soon.
yeah, anytime.
Always a great time chatting with you, hearing about updates on the movie, and just chatting Mets baseball
Hell
and David Lean movies from the 1960s.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
The only
give me something fucking like post 1990.
yeah, we'll get to something
Get like
post
a
1990.
modern fucking movie soon, man.
But this is probably the only duo where we can talk David Wright and David Lean.
Yeah, didn't think
Awesome.
that was in the cards.
No. Speaking of Davids, David Wilson, friend of the show, is going to be back with us next week for our next episode, talking 2001.
Oh,
I can already tell that Dylan's going to be jealous about that. Everyone wanted, people were lining up to be on 2001.
give me a Knight's Tale, man. Just do a Knight's Tale. That's all I want to do.
It's all that you want to talk about. It's not on the Canon list. I'll see if I can sneak it in.
It's just the best
Um,
movie.
but yeah, David will be back next episode to talk 2001, and then we got Die Hard for Christmas, and that'll be a wrap on season 6, and then we'll obviously be back in 2027 or 2026 with season 7. Don't want to
But
get
you'll
ahead
be
of
back for
ourselves.
2027 too.
We will be back for 2027. We'll be in the same feed that you always catch us in: Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all that good stuff on the website proper, screenagewasteland.com. Ton of fun stuff happening over there. Pole positions heating up. Ramona's got reviews. Bob's got reviews. Val's got reviews. Fun stuff all around. We will see you next time for 2001. And as always, in the meantime, Screenagers, we'll see all of you lovely folks in the wasteland.